Hi, folks. My name is Anthony Moore, and I'm a real estate investor with two companies that I founded. The Eden Mandate LLC, restoring lives one home at a time, and ARM Real Estate Solutions, creating win-win solutions for all of your real estate needs. So I just want to do a quick video to kind of showcase my first successful transaction as a real estate investor. So just to put things in perspective, I've been in manufacturing for the majority of my life, adult life anyway. So went to undergrad, went to grad school, majored in technical backgrounds and computer information systems, as well as industrial engineering. Worked my way up with several Fortune 100 companies. Most recently, I was the vice president of operations for a company who in January decided they no longer needed my services. So I've always had an interest in real estate. So I decided to invest in some education with a company called Response, as well as YouTube University, a few other folks that I invested in, Antoine Campbell, wholesaling virtually, things of that sort, to get enough information to really, make my stake and go at this real estate investing thing hard. So I just want to talk about the first successful real estate transaction that I've had, but this one worked out just the way I intended, if not a little bit better. I kind of want to go through the details with you. So, all right, so now let me share my screen so we can jump right into this. All right, so for those who never put two and two together, my full name is Anthony R. Moore II. I'm named after my dad. So my initials spell ARM, so I used to get picked on in school, but now it's kind of a cool, business name that I use for ARM Leadership Solutions and ARM Real Estate Solutions. And I've got several other businesses that I'm not quite ready to share yet until I get those off the ground. But my website's armbuyshouses.com, ARM Real Estate Solutions LLC.com, and arminvestmentproperties.com. Even got some nice, cool ARM Real Estate Solutions swag that I'm sporting out today. So behind me, you really can't see from here. It's kind of, my 5 to 10 year vision for how I'm going to expand the ARM enterprises. But that's not the topic of today's subject. Today's subject is about my first deal with Caspian Drive. It's here in Pennsylvania. I won't tell you what city, even though some people may already know it, because I do want to protect my clients' anonymity as well as their privacy. So the acquisition strategy for this property was subject to the existing mortgage, and our exit strategy is the lease option. So I'll go through and explain those two. And then also I am the founder of the Eden Mandate LLC, restoring lives one home at a time, which is modeled after the Garden of Eden. So everyone I come into contact with, I want to improve that situation and restore order to it, like the Garden of Eden, pre-Apple, of course. So let's jump right into it. This beautiful property on Caspian Drive in Pennsylvania is a 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath, beautiful home, 2,837 square feet with a finished basement with a bar down there for entertainment purposes. A beautiful backyard lot with the ARV conservatively at $280,000. So in this situation, I had a seller who they had spent a significant portion of their savings to upgrade the property, right? So they put a new roof on there, which is a beautiful architectural shingle roof. They had new flooring installed downstairs, so different tile patterns, really nice flooring. Unfortunately, life comes at you fast, just like the nationwide commercials, where he was separated from his employer, similar to what happened to me earlier this year. Fast forward a couple months, was not able to, pay the mortgage. They fell a couple payments behind. Then thankfully, he was able to find a new job down in North Carolina, where he had to actually temporarily relocate to start while his family was still up here. He could not go through a traditional real estate agent because of the unknowns, such as, are you going to get your asking price, considering that there was some pretty significant things on the inside that need to be repaired and renovated. Also, time on market, didn't know how many days on market they're going to be. Then you had closing costs, you had real estate commissions from the buy and the sale side of it. So he actually had brought in several of the We Buy Houses companies to give him an estimate and an offer. He received several insulting lowball offers for his property, which didn't bode well for him. So when he called me, I listened to certain buzzwords. You know, I heard him say how insulted he was by these we buy houses companies and things of that sort, thinking that they're going to come in and just try to rob him of his property. So by listening to those words, I was able to kind of carefully go through, analyze, you know, how much work would need to be put into repairs for the property, and also how can I get him what he wanted for his property, considering that on the interior it's just not worth what he had in mind for it. So again, going through the training, I know people have a issue with paying for or investing in themselves for education. And so this is something where I paid for it, and already on the first deal is paying back in dividends. I got several other deals in the works as well that I would not have known about had I not invested in educational services. So I'll go through and I'll just show you about the offer client, and just basically said, hey, look, you know, it's a non-binding agreement. You know, I can offer you cash for your property, pick up all the closing costs, and I can purchase your property subject to your existing mortgage, which basically means you'll deed your property over to me, and I will take over the payments, which, you know, in essence will build his credit up. So, you know, like I say, he fell 2 months behind, you know, was going on 3 months, and I worked a deal to where I paid for half of the third month, just so we can get that payment into the loan office so that, you know, foreclosure proceedings wouldn't start, right? That whole pre-foreclosure process. So, you know, before closing, you know, I wrote up an addendum to say, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and pay this for you, but this is going to come off what I was going to give you. So my offer was basically give him $12,000 to leave his current loan in place, deed the property over to me, or to my company, I should say, the Eden Mandate LLC, catch up all his mortgage payments, pay some of the issues with the sewer and trash authority, get him all caught up, and get him down to North Carolina so he could start you know, his new life with his family down there. All right, and then I had another option for the 36-month lease with the option to purchase, which was to give him a little bit more than what he was asking for. So this 240 was what he was asking for, and nobody else could come near it, you know, with the other company. So I was able to offer him a solution that, you know, gave him what he wanted. And when people say 240, you know, you have a loan payoff, so it's not you're going to walk away with 240. You know, he's going to walk away with anywhere between $12,000 to $15,000 positive equity in his pocket. Okay, so again, so that was the offer I submitted. He went with offer B, which was the subject to. So that's how we acquired the property. This is my offer contract, basically saying, hey, look, the Eden Mandate and or assigns, which is key because this gives me the option to lock the property up or in the contract, go through with it, you know, and then sell my contract to another investor so that they could collect the monthly payments and have that asset under their control, so that when they cash out, they could pay the loan off and have money in their pocket. So hopefully you guys are able to keep up with that. If not, feel free to email me or call me afterwards. I'll be happy to go over more details with you. But essentially, this is what it was. So like the purchase price of the house was $12,000. That's what I said I would give to him. This was his loan number, or the client's name I blocked out to protect his privacy. They owed this much on the loan. This was their monthly payment. They had an FHA loan with 3.25% APR, which is a fantastic loan. Date the last payment was made was in June. You can see I made this offer in August 22nd. So you can see how many months had passed by without having a payment into the loan offer. So again, if I hadn't come through to offer this solution, you know, he would have went into foreclosure, and it would have been a bad scenario, a big stain on his credit. 7 years before he can get another loan out, we were able to come through and handle that situation. And I put down here, you know, the loan will be made current by the seller. So even though I give them $12,000, out of this $12,000, he needed to bring that loan current, okay? And we would pay that at settlement. So come back over here so you can see what the closing documents look like from my attorney. Again, by the time we caught up all the payments, the loan assumption amount was here. I said I would give $12,000. All right, so, you know, I'm the buyer. So when you add these two up, you get this number right here. So the adjusted price is here. Coming down here to the reduction side, okay, so we just basically bring that number down. Again, I paid half of one of the mortgage payments because he was moving, halfway through September. I wasn't going to pay for the entire month of September and not be able to take control of the property. So I told him I would split that with him. So we split that. So again, out of the $12,000 I gave, he had to catch up that one mortgage payment and then catch up the other two. So he was 3 months behind total. Pay we split the transfer tax. The transfer tax is 2%, so we split it 1 and 1. So that's $2,300 on the buyer side for me, $2,300 on the seller side for him, and then also some closing costs that sellers have to pay. So at the end of the day, after I gave $12,000, when you back out all these particular terms and conditions and settlements, he walked away with a check for $4,600. And now I have control over an asset that is worth $280,000. So a subject to is a very, very viable solution for anyone looking to get into the real estate investing game, but does not have a lot of assets themselves. So, all right, so here we go. So to break it down again, so this property is it's on Caspian Drive here in Pennsylvania. I am the purchaser, the Eden Mandate LLC. As part of my offer, I said that I wanted to cash out of this deal in 24 months. So that means in 24 months, either I'm going to sell it or I'm going to refinance it so that I can pay his loan off. Okay, so that's basically what that means. So again, this is subject to down payment. So when you back out the $875 or whatever, I'm just rounding up on this spreadsheet here, and it shows you how much money I put down to control an asset, right? So total purchase price is $240. It's a little less than that, but again, this is just my lease option calculator I created to help me analyze the deal quickly to see how much the payoff is going to be. $1,751.67 is the mortgage payment. So you can see here, I made the payment in September. I took over payments in September. I paid September, October, and November so far. And when you look at that, that's $21,000 a year in mortgage payments. So it breaks down like this for the county tax, for the municipal tax, school tax, insurance, and then the actual mortgage payment itself. Okay, so that's how that breaks out. So now this is on the acquisition side of the property. So again, in real estate, you have an acquisition and then you have an exit strategy. And they always tell you to make sure you know what your exit strategy is prior to going into it, because you make your money on the buy. So again, my tenant buyers are wonderful family, cute couple with 3 kids. This ideal situation for them where they were not able to qualify currently for a mortgage program. So I'm able to put them in my lease to own program, pair them up with the mortgage broker to help get them on the right path to qualify for a great mortgage rate to be able to buy the property. So we signed up for a 12-month lease term. I'm selling the property to them for $280,000. For the right to purchase this property, they're giving me a $7,000 lease consideration fee that is non-refundable. All right, so for new carpet and to paint and some other odds and ends, I had budgeted $7,000, which was basically going to be covered by that lease consideration fee. But we actually came in at $5,700 and some change. So I just rounded up for the sake of rounding for $5,800. All right, which is cool. So when I sell this property, I just figured for seller's assistance, transfer tax, and all that good stuff, I just figured in there 3% for closing costs, things of that sort. And so again, just to remind you that my mortgage payment is $1,751.67. That's what I'm taking over. But I am leasing this property out because it's a fantastic property in a wonderful, safe neighborhood. So I'm leasing it out for $2,400 per month, okay? So I leased it out starting on October 1st. I've already received October's lease payment and November's lease payment. So again, my gross income for this over the 12-month period is going to be $28,800, okay? So remember, I'm going to collect $28,800. I'm paying out $21,000 for mortgage payments. So my net income over the year, mailbox money essentially, is $7,779.96 or $648.33 per month. All right. So now the fun part is once they exercise their option to purchase the property at $280,000, then the mortgage payoff now is 223. Now keep in mind, every month we pay on that mortgage, the principal is going to drop a little bit more. So I don't know exactly what it's going to drop to, but I know it'll be less than 223. But let's use 223 for kicks and giggles for right now, which is after November's payment, what the payoff is going to be. Okay, so $280,000 minus the mortgage payoff of $223,000 plus my cash flow or net income over 12 months, which is at 7,779 right there. All right, now keep in mind again for a lease deposit. So I collected a $7,000 lease consideration fee. I also had to put down $11,200 of my own money for the down payment and to catch up the payments and all that stuff to acquire the property. So that's why you see a negative here, right? So yes, you're right. I did get 7,000 up front. I paid out 5,800 bucks for repair costs, but again, I had to put money down to acquire the property. So let's just round and say minus $10,000. Plus, we're going to take out for closing costs that we said 3% of the purchase price. So after you add all that up, my profit after 1 year of acquiring this property will be about $47,000. It really should be a little bit more again because this mortgage payoff is going to go down probably another 1,000 or 2,000, and then also, the closing cost is not going to be a full 3%. It'll probably be 2.5%. So all that flows right through to the bottom line. So again, that is acquiring a property subject to the existing mortgage for your acquisition strategy. And then on the back end, doing a lease option out or a rent to own, lease to own, whatever you want to call it, to a tenant buyer on the backside. So again, it's a low cost acquisition strategy with a very, very, lucrative payoff on the back end when you actually cash out and someone purchases the property. So, all right. So now that you see the numbers behind the property, I just want to show you a quick little video, just a little slideshow and talk through some of the property renovations that we did. So again, this is the property, and I'll let John tell you about the issue.
Hey guys, my name's John. I just want to share a little testimony here about my buddy Anthony and Arm Real Estate Solutions LLC. I had a situation, unfortunately, where I had to sell my house fast and move to North Carolina, and tried a couple other of those. We buy houses for cash, and to be honest, Anthony was the most fair, the most real, and gave us multiple solutions. Didn't just try to steal my house out from underneath me, to be honest, like some of those other guys out there. So if you need help, you're in a situation, reach out to my man Anthony at Arm Real Estate Solutions LLC. He has options for you. He's going to treat you right, and he's going to do what he says he's going to do.
So that was really cool of John to give me a little testimonial. But here's our little pre-renovation shopping spree at Lowe's. You can see the property had a couple of different things, indents on the wall, several patch jobs, and then we went back and got painted. We got some light fixtures put in, pretty bad plastering job on the ceiling we had to go in and touch up. Had to rip all the carpets up, some more patchwork there, more patchwork in the hallway. The carpets were left in pretty bad condition as the pets soiled them pretty bad. But and there's a full video of all the renovations. So if anybody's interested in seeing the entire renovation project from the beginning all the way through the end, I have two separate videos, a pre-video and a post-video. That's also on my page, on the Eden Mandate page. So if you're interested, you can go back and check that out. But just some overall pictures before, and we'll get right into the pictures, the after. So again, these are all before pictures. Went down to the basement. Had quite a bit of cleaning up to do. Unfortunately, our clients, were in a pretty bad position when it comes to moving. They got kind of shorted by their moving company. So we were able to come in, get all the stuff cleared out the house, dispose of it, come through with a very nice renovation job. You can see everything being ripped up, all the carpet out there. My buddy Rick took some time off from work to help with the renovation costs, as well as lighting remodeling. My buddy Cody and his crew came through for the carpet and the tight pinch. Rick and I did the majority of the painting. Christine came over and really helped out with the trim work, helped clean some of the walls down, helped edge, just overall general cleanliness of the property as it came down. We were able to turn this property around literally in 4 days. We had to paint the ceilings, so my neck was really aching from just looking back and painting. We got that looking good. All the steps got new padding. So new padding and new carpet throughout the house. Paint job, we got rid of the blue and the green rooms, came out with this nice gray color with white trim to give it a nice, clean, modern look. So you can take a peek at that. Nice carpet rolled down in there. I did have a boo-boo where we were, fixing one of the floors and painting. I put plastic down and tripped over the carpet, spilled paint all on the brand new carpet, which, really kind of sucked, but we were able to get past that. So we took all the stuff outside and got my first check as a real estate investor for that $7,000 lease consideration fee, got my first month's rent, and just a lot of thank yous. My buddy Rick took off work for several days to help me out in a pinch. Cody with lighting remodeling came through for the carpet. Christine Gone came over to help paint and do trim and other odds and ends around the house. My friend Shelly Seminara came over to help clean. Ken Burkhart, my good dear friend, Ken Be Gone Manufacturing Company, came over to help out in a pinch. JT came through to help with some plumbing issues with the toilet. Shannon helped sell some of the things that were left behind. And Judith, Dee, and Antoine all gave me fantastic tutelage and guidance and helped along with this project. And a special shout out to Dallin Wall, my real estate coach with Response, who gave me hours of countless tutelage, encouragement, and also the playbook on how to execute successfully a lease option and a sandwich lease option. So there you have it. That's pretty much my first successful real estate transaction. I've done several since then, built up a lot of confidence. Now I realize that this is something that anybody can do with the proper tutelage guidance and confidence to go along with it. So if you like this video, give me a comment, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, check out some other content. If you're interested in seeing the entire renovation project with this one and other projects we've done, it's on the Eden Mandate Gmail, YouTube account, and also on my personal Anthony R. Moore 2 YouTube account. So if you like it, let me know. If you want to talk about anything else, let me know. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, or want further breakdown of this, let me know that as well. I'd be happy to help. All right, be blessed. Thanks.